The research design is in fact, this explains about a framework or a blueprint for conducting the research project. So that can be explained as, if you want to construct a building, issue is that without a structural blueprint you cannot go on with that. If you want to just manufacture a machine without having a total idea of what all ingredients are to be added, or what all tools or components are to be added to that, we cannot manufacture a machine. Likewise, if you are coming to the world of research, there should be a blueprint which is depicting what exactly that you may be going to do to achieve a certain solution. You have to have a research design. So it details the procedures which are necessary for obtaining the information needed to structure or to solve research problems. So point to be noted here is that we have to have certain procedures identified or structured in such a way that this is going to solve certain research problems. So design is the major aspect of that. So this is the best explanation, in one word explanation what we can have is, this is something like a blueprint for doing research. So now if you just look onto the slide, see, research design broadly classified into two categories. The first one is exploratory research design and another one is conclusive research design. So exploratory research design, already that I have explained, it is going to explore about something. So now we are going to have two very broad classification. One is on the exploratory side and another one is to the conclusive side of that. So how we will be explaining about that is, the genre of research simply allow the researcher to gain greater understanding of something that he doesn't know enough about. As I explained earlier, this is what exactly an exploratory research is called, and is used principally to gain deeper understanding of something. Design is far more flexible and it is dynamic too. See, example also that we can tell. See, if a new 100cc bike or even a 1000cc bike is introduced into the market, you may be knowing that such a bike is introduced, but it doesn't make sense that you know each and everything about that. For example, see, just because we know that plasma TV is there, we just don't know exactly about what its performance is, what is the power consumption like, what is the clarity of the picture that it is going to give you, what is the clarity of sound that it is going to deliver you. You don't know anything about that. So if you just in example, very simple terms of explaining that, if I tell you, if you just go and try to have very basic primary understanding about what is the clarity strength, what is the audio strength, and how big it is, where it can be clamped, what is the price of that, all these things, if you are slowly going and exploring about, this is the exploratory phase of that. And if you want to go a bit in depth into that, to the technical parameters of that and all, the exploratory stage, that you will be jumping to some other stage also. So exploratory research will help you in that. We may be explaining about what are the different uses of exploratory research. So formulate a research problem or define a problem more precisely, that you can do with exploratory research. Identify an alternate course of action, this also that you can do. Then develop certain hypotheses in the initial stage. If you are having clarity about something, you can go on with the developing a hypothesis. Isolate key variables, and if you try to associate relationship between for further examination, so gain insights for further development, and you can establish priorities also for doing further research. Then if you just jump into the another aspect of that, that is called conclusive research. So this is called research designed to assist the decision maker in determining, evaluating and selecting the best course of action to take in a given situation. See, that if we just try to judge on that terminology itself, one is exploratory, we are trying to explore. Another one is conclusive. Conclusive in the sense, it is going to determine, evaluating and selecting the best course of action what you can give. And this type of design is typically more formal and structured. Obviously, if you want to just try to take out certain conclusion, it has to be very obvious, and it has to be more structured. Will be usually based on large representative samples and are subjected to quantitative analysis. So based on usually large representative samples, and usually it will be subjected to quantitative analysis. If you look onto the slide, the basic differences between exploratory and conclusive, it is written, if based on the objective, exploratory research is to provide insights and understanding about what a phenomenon is. The conclusive aspect of that is the test specific hypothesis and cross-examine the relationship in between. If we explain about the characteristics of that, there also differences are. Exploratory, the information needed is defined very loosely, but in conclusive it is very clearly defined. And again, exploratory research process is very flexible. It is usually very unstructured also. So that because we don't have enough definite way of doing such things, but if you are going and doing the same thing about the characteristics of a conclusive research design, it is more formal, it is structured, and large sample size may be, or representative sample size may be needed for that, and the data analysis probably that we may be adopting is a quantitative way of analysis. But again, in exploratory research, the sample may be non-representative, and again analysis of data may be moreover inclining towards the qualitative aspect of that. If we comment about the findings of an exploratory research and finding of a conclusive research, usually finding of a conclusive exploratory research may be tentative, but again conclusive research, the result may be conclusive in all sense. Outcome, usually after doing an exploratory research phase, generally it will be followed by another exploratory research, or it will be followed by a conclusive research. But again, finding used in input is taken directly for decision making in conclusive research.